All right. I'm I would say I'm at the point in Blender, not 100%, that basically, because I'm already pretty familiar with all these tabs, I just need to know what does what and how to do it faster. Like what gets the look that I want. It's really just like knowing about the options, knowing the options, knowing what all this does, all what all this does. I guess it's just 90% practice at this point. Once you get like the basics down. And oh, since I actually accidentally showed that, let me find it real quick. Well, I don't remember. I was on Sketchfab, and there was just like a free eye model I wanted to check out. So I did get that. I see there's a lot of them, and I can't find the one I had originally. So I guess you can just go check that out. You feel like it. Right, we need to get to modeling now. So something I want to be able to do right now, to be able to extrude this, not just extrude this, I want to extrude it at the equivalent angle of this without having to do this manual stuff. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do that. There, I think I got it. Yep, that looks about right. And we go here, and then yeah, perfect. So I'll show you what I did in a moment. I'm first going to extrude this out 6 inches, and then if I measure, oops, no. Yeah, we don't want that. Measure, that should be about, yeah, that should be 6 inches. Wow, that's actually very nice. Okay, so here's what I did. I actually learned this, I think a few days ago, but I didn't like actually go back and actually see what it did today. So if I go to, I wanted to extrude along this angle, but none of these options. So what I did is I selected this edge, then pressed this plus button, which added it, and now I can use that as a reference for this. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay. So actually we might be able to finish this piece today. For the majority of it, we just need to add, it'll be pretty complex, but I think we can do it. So let's take this, and I think extrude this an inch. Then we'll take this face, we'll extrude this 7 point, or is this one 13? This one's 13. Take this 7.5, and we can, actually going to delete these vertices and fill that. That'll work. Okay, now we need to take an edge loop on each side. So smaller than that, a little edge loop on each side. Teensy tiny. That, and we take this edge, and then we take this edge, and we bevel that. Oops. Looks like it's not quite doing what I want it to. Okay, hopefully it should. Yep, it works this time. We'll do the same thing here. select bevel. It's pretty sharp and small, like that. And then I'm going to take this edge loop, bevel that. Oop, looks like it did it again. We selected that. Now if we add a small bevel, and then let's actually make it even smaller. Ugh. Like that. And then we're going to pieces along normals just a teensy bit. Look at that detail. Oh yeah. Sometimes the small things are what you need. Get that detail. Sometimes just that little bit of extra effort makes a big difference. Actually, ooh, how do I do this faster? Not sure, but little bevel there. So then this should go below, so those kind of look like end caps. Yes, yes. We're very, very close. So here's that leg. Now it's like that. Then we need to add some loop cuts. Let's go 17-ish. 18. I'm not too sure. Then we'll do this a bit. That should be good. Now if we go towards this back side, I'm having a hard time telling which side I need to be on. Just realized I did this wrong. Ooh, poopy. That's fine. So this was 13. So we're going to move this minus 5.5. That should be 7.5. And then this is 7.5, so we need to move this out 5.5. There. That look right? Yes, that's better. So that's what we were doing wrong. Okay, and then this gets our loop cut towards the back. How far? That's the furthest. And it goes there about that wide. And loop cut. Or we can just take it. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's just take it. And then we extrude this up to 2.875 inches. So I'm starting to be able to memorize. Then I'm going to do this. A little bit of our bevel there. And I'm going to take along this loop here. Nope. Bevel. Scale. So it looks like a little bit of a weld. Yep. Hey, I think that's basically it for the leg. Except for some very small details like screws and stuff, which I intend to add later. But should we do it now so we don't have to? We should do it now, shouldn't we? I think we'll do as much as we can now, I guess. Then, so let's take loop cut there, and then we're going to edge slide probably there. Why is this crooked? I don't know. It looks funky. Is that just my perspective? No, that's funky. That's fine. Then we're gonna go little cut. Nope. Little cut there. And I'm gonna take loop cut there. Loop cut there. Now should. Ooh, I can't do a loop cut there. That sucks. Now let's then do a not offset. Let's just do a simple knife. Just there. There. Now I'm going to take these, subdivide. Oh, I want to do that. Subdivide, subdivide again, loop tools, circle, right click, subdivide, subdivide, loop tools, circle. I'm going to take both of these and do we remove them? No, let's move them inward first. Actually, we won't. Let's add some loop cuts to set the boundary of what is affected by the movement. So, yep, only those should be affected. How far do we want to move them in? That looks good. And then we're actually going to delete those faces, because those are two little peg holes that are, hey, you set the distance for the object. And then I see we have 1 screw, 2 screw, 3 screws. And then we just need to, we'll duplicate this piece and then connect the two. So from the front on the outer edge, we have a circle that is here. Actually, wait, hold on. 2.875, so about there. I'm gonna add a loop cut. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. So we go here. We go 2.5. That is the center. So it's not very big. So it's a little over a quarter. So we'll move this. Well, I'm gonna have to start pausing because we're running out of time. I think I'll do the rest of this off camera because it's just really small stuff. But essentially, I'm taking both of these, subdividing, loop tools, circle. Then I'm going to extrude along the x-axis, go to 5, then bevel these edge loops just a smidgen like so. Then I'm going to take these center pieces and then like this. We've got time. Right click, circle. Okay. And then we're going to extrude manifold X, because that's how you screw it in. There. Hold on. Bye. See you tomorrow.